Saudi Arabia witnessed a spell of strong winds and severe lightning storms on Tuesday, causing widespread damage across the West Asian nation.
For years, people worldwide have asked one crucial question: what is inside the Kaaba? In a shocking twist of events, Jesus revealed who is hidden in this tapestry of religious history. This fascinating revelation is set to change our understanding of the Kaaba's mystique. What did Jesus find in this Islamic relic? How will this discovery change the world as we know it? Let's find out. A recent fascinating discovery concerning the Kaaba is set to change narratives of past centuries. Jesus, an iconic figure across many religious boundaries, is key to understanding who is truly restrained within this mysterious structure. The relationship between Jesus and the Kaaba is a multifaceted tapestry woven by the threads of religious history. While Jesus is revered in Christianity as the central figure of divinity, the Kaaba, an ancient structure in Mecca, holds significance as the main point of Islamic worship. Though not directly connected in their earthly lives, these figures intersect symbolically through shared Abrahamic roots as icons representing pivotal moments in religious narratives. Jesus and Muhammad contribute to the spiritual landscape that finds its central axis in the Kaaba. The Kaaba is a stone tower in the heart of the Masjid al-Haram, Islam's paramount mosque and holiest site in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Regarded as the Bayt Allah, it serves as the Qibla for Muslims globally. Following damage inflicted by the Umayyads during the siege of Mecca in 683, the present structure was erected to replace the original building. In the early days of Islam, Muslims prayed in the direction of Jerusalem, known as the Qibla, until it was later changed to face the Kaaba. The Qibla denotes the prayer direction observed by Muslims. It signifies the orientation toward the Kaaba during prayer and the direction one faces while engaging in prayer. Beyond prayer, Muslims commonly regard facing the Qibla as a customary and respectful practice when reciting the Quran. This shift is believed to result from a revelation in the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. According to Islamic beliefs, Ibrahim and his son Ismail have reconstructed the Kaaba multiple times, following Allah's command. Circling the Kaaba counterclockwise, known as tawaf, is a crucial ritual in completing the Hajj and Umrah pilgrimages. The designated area around the Kaaba where pilgrims walk is called the mata'af. The encircling ritual symbolizes believers' unity in worshiping the one God, moving collectively around the Kaaba while offering supplications to God. Performing tawaf requires individuals to be in a state of wudu, considered a form of worship. Tawaf commences from the corner of the Kaaba, housing the black stone. What rites do Muslims perform towards the black stone? Muslims are encouraged to kiss or touch the black stone, although the large crowds often make this challenging. Additionally, they are to recite the basmala and takbir upon completing each revolution. It is recommended for Hajj pilgrims to engage in making tawaf at least twice, once during the Hajj and again before departing Mecca. The origins of tawaf can be traced to the Najranite pagans' religious practice of circumambulating the Kaaba in devotion to their creator god, Allah. Muhammad adopted this practice after instituting certain reforms. Every day of the Islamic year witnesses pilgrims surrounding the Kaaba and the Mata'af, except on the 9th of Dhul al-Hijjah, the day of Arafah, when the kiswa, the cloth covering the structure, is changed. The peak influx occurs during Ramadan and the Hajj, drawing millions of pilgrims for the tawaf ritual. In Islamic cosmology, the pilgrimage site, Zura, preceded the Kaaba. Before Islam's advent, the Kaaba was a sacred site for diverse Bedouin tribes across the Arabian Peninsula. Annually, Bedouin groups, setting aside tribal conflicts, would embark on a pilgrimage to Mecca, where they worshipped their gods in the Kaaba and engaged in trade. What was inside the Kaaba during this period? The Kaaba housed various sculptures and paintings, including a statue of Hubal, the main idol of Mecca, and depictions of other pagan deities. Muhammad, after conquering Mecca, ordered the removal of paintings featuring pagan idols, but spared those depicting angels, Ibrahim with divination arrows, and Isa and his mother, Maryam. Among the contents recorded inside the Kaaba were undefined decorations, money, and a pair of ram's horns. believed to be from the ram sacrificed by Ibrahim in place of his son Ismail, as per Islamic tradition. Throughout its history, the black stone at the Kaaba has endured various incidents, including being hit and shattered by a catapult-launched stone, defiled with excrement, stolen and later ransomed by the Karmatians, and broken into multiple fragments. In her book titled Islam, A Short History, Karen Armstrong proposes that the Kaaba was initially dedicated to Hubal, a Nabatean deity, housing 360 idols representing presumably the days of the year. However, during Muhammad's era, the Kaaba began to be revered as the temple of Allah, the High God. The annual Hajj pilgrimage attracted tribes from across the Arabian Peninsula, reflecting a widespread belief that Allah was the same deity worshipped by monotheists. During this period, Muslims prayed facing Jerusalem, following Muhammad's instructions, distancing themselves from the pagan associations of the Kaaba. Is Allah the same as Hubal? There is debate about whether Allah and Hubal were the same deity. According to a hypothesis by Uri Rubin and Christian Robin, Quraysh exclusively venerated Hubal, and the Kaaba was initially dedicated to Allah, a supreme god worshipped by various tribes. In contrast, the Quraysh gods were added to the Kaaba after conquering Mecca a century before Muhammad's time. According to Samaritan literature, specifically the Samaritan Book of the Secrets of Moses called Asatir, it is mentioned that Ismail and his eldest son Nebaioth were responsible for constructing both the Kaaba and the city of Mecca. The Asatir book is believed to have been compiled around the 10th century CE, although Moses Gaster proposed in 1927 that its origins might date no later than the second half of the 3rd century BCE. In his renowned Quranic exegesis called Tafsir, Ibn Kathir outlines two interpretations within the Muslim community regarding the origin of the Kaaba. One perspective suggests that the temple served as a place of worship for angels before the creation of humans. According to this interpretation, a house of worship was initially constructed at the location, lost during Noah's flood, and subsequently rebuilt by Ibrahim and Ismail, as later mentioned in the Quran. However, Ibn Kathir considered this tradition weak and favored the narration by Ali ibn Abi Talib. According to Ali, while other temples might have preceded the Kaaba, it was the first house of God, dedicated solely to him, built by his instruction. It is sanctified and blessed by him, as indicated in Quran chapter 22, from verses 26 to 29. A hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari also asserts that the Kaaba was the first masjid on earth, with the second being Al-Aqsa in Jerusalem. What was the significance of the Kaaba during and after Muhammad's time? What is the current state of this holy relic today? During Muhammad's era from 570 to 632 CE, the Kaaba held significant religious importance among the local Arabs. Following damage caused by floods around 600 CE, Muhammad played a role in the reconstruction of the Kaaba. Ibn Ishaq's Sirat Rasul Allah recounts an incident where Muhammad mediated a dispute among Meccan clans over placing the black stone. He resolved the issue by having elders raise the cornerstone on a cloak, personally setting it in place. The timber for the reconstruction supposedly came from a Greek shipwrecked at Shuaiba, worked on by a Coptic carpenter named Bakum. Muhammad's Isra journey is said to have taken him from the Kaaba to Masjid al-Aqsa and beyond. Initially, Muslims faced Jerusalem as their Qibla during prayers, but pilgrimage rites were not formalized. Persecution led Muhammad and followers to migrate to Medina in 622 CE. Muslims believe the Qibla changed to Masjid al-Haram in Mecca in 624 CE with the revelation of Surah 2, verse 144. In 628 CE, Muhammad aimed to perform Umrah, but was hindered by the Quraysh, leading to the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. In 630 CE, Muhammad conquered Mecca after the treaty's violation, removing statues from the Kaaba. Reports suggest he spared a painting of Mary and Jesus and a fresco of Ibrahim. Has the Kaaba been the same since then? The Kaaba has undergone multiple repairs and reconstructions. A significant incident occurred on 3 Rabi 164 AH, which translates to Sunday, the 31st of October 683 CE, when a fire severely damaged the structure during the first siege of Mecca in the war between the Umayyads and Abdullah ibn al-Zubayr. Abdullah, who ruled Mecca during the power transition, rebuilt the Kaaba, incorporating the Hatim. This decision was based on a tradition stating that the Hatim represented the foundations of the Abrahamic Kaaba, and Muhammad desired its inclusion. In the Second Siege of Mecca in 692, during which the Umayyad army, led by al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, bombarded the Kaaba with stones. Following the city's fall and Abdullah ibn al-Zubayr's death, the Umayyads, under Abd al-Malik ibn Marwan, finally reunified Islamic possessions, ending the long civil war. In 693 CE, Abd al-Malik had the remnants of al-Zubayr's Kaaba demolished and rebuilt on the Quraysh-set foundations, restoring its cube shape from Muhammad's time. During the reign of Umayyad Caliph al-Walid, the mosque enclosing the Kaaba was adorned with mosaics akin to those found in the Dome of the Rock and the Great Mosque of Damascus. By the 7th century, the Kaaba was veiled with kiswa, a black fabric replaced annually during the Hajj. During the Hajj of 930 CE, the Shiite Karmatians, led by Abu Tahir al-Janabi, launched an attack on Mecca. They trashed the Zamzam well with the bodies of pilgrims and took the black stone, relocating it to the oasis in eastern Arabia, Al-Aqsa. The stone remained there until the Abbasids ransomed it in 952 CE. Since then, the fundamental shape and structure of the Kaaba have remained unchanged. Under the early Abbasid caliphs from 750 to 1250, the mosque surrounding the Kaaba underwent multiple expansions and modifications. Noted travel writers like Ibn Jubayr, who observed the Kaaba in 1183, described it as retaining the 8th century Abbasid form for centuries. From 1269 to 1517, the Mamluks of Egypt held control over the Hijaz, the western Arabian highlands housing Mecca. Sultan Qaitbay, who lived from 1468 to 1496, constructed a religious school against one side of the mosque. During the rule of Ottoman sultans Suleiman I from 1520 to 1566 and Selim II from 1566 to 1574, substantial renovations were undertaken. In 1626, heavy rains and flooding caused the walls of the Kaaba to collapse, resulting in damage to the mosque. In 1631, the Kaaba and its adjacent mosque were entirely reconstructed following the previous year's floods. In 1916, amid the Great Arab Revolt led by Hussein bin Ali, the Battle of Mecca unfolded against Ottoman forces. The Ottomans bombarded the city, causing damage to the Kaaba, including setting fire to the protective veil. This incident was later utilized in Great Arab Revolt propaganda to highlight the alleged desecration of the Ottomans and justify the revolt as a holy war. What does the Kaaba look like right now? The Kaaba is a cubic tower, distinctive from most other religious structures. Standing at 15 meters in height and 10.5 meters on each side, its corners roughly align with the cardinal directions. The door of the Kaaba, now crafted from solid gold, was incorporated in 1982. The Kaaba is a rectangular structure constructed with stones, standing approximately 15 feet in height, with sides measuring 12 feet in length and 10.5 feet in width. Inside the Kaaba, the marble and limestone floor spans 13 feet by 9 feet. The interior walls, measuring 13 feet by 9 feet, are adorned with white marble tiles halfway up to the roof, complemented by darker trimmings along the floor. The interior floor is about 6 feet 7 inches above the surrounding ground where tawaf is performed. In times before modern transportation, all pilgrims embarked on the often dangerous Hajj, or pilgrimage, to Mecca in a sizable caravan traversing the desert. These pilgrims originated from Damascus, Cairo, and other major cities in Arabia, Yemen, and Iraq. The frequent alterations made to the Kaaba and its corresponding mosque serve as a poignant reminder of how buildings, even sacred ones, were regularly refurbished and reconstructed, either due to damage or to accommodate the community's evolving needs. Currently, only Muslims have the privilege of visiting the sacred cities of Mecca and Medina. The Kaaba is featured on the reverse of 500 Saudi riyals and 2,000 Iranian rial banknotes. Have the contents of the Kaaba ever been revealed? Who or what is restrained inside this important piece of Islamic religion? According to our research findings, we can confirm that no individual is confined or restrained inside the Kaaba. Instead, in its early days, inside the sacred confines of the Kaaba, a collection of 9 marble stones adorned with intricate engravings graced the interior, each elegantly inscribed in the Thuluth script, except for one that featured a prominent Kufic script. A significant addition to this spiritual space occurred when the custodian of the 2 holy mosques at the time, Fahd of Saudi Arabia, contributed a document related to the mosque's expansion. Positioned between the door and the Gate of Repentance on the eastern wall, this addition brought the total number of documents to 10, all etched onto pristine white marble. These engraved slabs within the Kaaba serve as lasting testaments to the architectural endeavors undertaken by various rulers throughout history. During the reign of the Circassian sultans from 1382 to 1517 AD, a period marked by their influence over the Islamic world, Islamic sanctities, including the revered Kaaba, received meticulous attention. Notably, 2 of the 10 marble slabs within the Kaaba, chronicling the architectural contributions to Masjid al-Haram, specifically honor the enduring legacy of Circassian sultans. The first of these records, dated 1423 AD, commemorates the indelible mark left by Sultan Barzbay. It vividly attests to his profound impact through an extensive reconstruction and restoration initiative undertaken within Masjid al-Haram. The second of these 2 Circassian slabs is a dedicated homage to the architectural prowess, Sultan Qaitbay, the esteemed son of Sultan Barzbay. This document dates back to 1479 AD and is a testament to Sultan Qaitbay's enduring legacy. It highlights a sweeping reconstruction and restoration effort led by Sultan Qaitbay, reflecting his commitment to enhancing the grandeur of Masjid al-Haram and contributing to the architectural tapestry of the Islamic world. The long-standing mystery surrounding the interior of the Kaaba, the sacred structure at the heart of Islam, has piqued the curiosity of many over the years. Relying on second-hand or third-hand accounts from the fortunate few who have entered wasn't sufficient to satisfy this curiosity. However, the veil of secrecy was partially lifted when an individual brought a camera phone inside, capturing shaky footage that millions have viewed online. The interior of the Kaaba, revealed through this unconventional lens, showcases a majestic setting adorned with marble and draped in a green cloth that covers the upper walls. Upon further research, we found out that the wall directly next to the entrance of the Kaaba features 6 tablets with inlaid inscriptions. In contrast to the simplicity of the Kaaba's exterior, the interior reveals a different facet of its sacredness. Additional tablets line the walls, creating a sense of continuity and reverence within the holy space. A black cloth, meticulously embroidered with gold Quranic verses, adorns the top corners of the walls, adding an air of solemnity and spirituality to the interior. Caretakers of the Kaaba continue a timeless tradition by anointing the marble cladding with the same scented oil used for anointing the black stone outside. This aromatic ritual connects the inner sanctum with the external symbol of divine presence, bridging the gap between the spiritual and the physical. Within the Kaaba itself, 3 pillars stand as sentinels of faith. Between one of these pillars and the other 2, a small altar or table is carefully placed, symbolizing the sacred space where supplications and prayers are offered to the Almighty. Suspended from the ceiling are objects resembling lamps, perhaps lanterns or crucible censers, casting a soft and warm illumination that bathes the interior in a soothing light. The ceiling, like the lower trimmings, takes on a darker hue and is constructed with stainless steel-capped teak wood, forming a dual-layered structure along with the roof. This design not only provides structural integrity, but also imparts a sense of protection and security to the sacred space. Access to the roof, a vantage point for contemplating the house of Allah from above, is granted through the Bab ut Tauba on the right wall, just to the right of the entrance. An enclosed staircase leads to a hatch that opens to the rooftop, offering a unique perspective of the Kaaba's surroundings. Throughout its storied history, the Kaaba has undergone numerous refurbishments and reconstructions, each overseen by the ruling authorities of their respective times. The silent yet eloquent testimony to these acts of devotion and care lies in the holy plaques that adorn its walls. These plaques, marked with inscriptions and dedications, serve as timeless reminders of the enduring legacy of love and reverence bestowed upon the house of Allah. In every corner of the Kaaba, within its sacred walls, echoes the profound connection between humanity and the divine, as well as the unwavering commitment to preserving the sanctity of this holiest of places. It stands as a symbol of unity, devotion, and spiritual aspiration for Muslims around the world, an enduring testament to the enduring bond between God and His worshippers. If you did, kindly give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. Keep an eye out for additional content similar to this. Thanks for watching.